Here we go then. It's time. The first F1 race of the season. Don't know that timer yet. Right. Welcome everyone. Hello Vlatka, Kate, J Rowe, J Scott by not missing the start, waiting for you. J Scott will be back when he realises that the race is not starting this second. Welcome Diachetti as well, Rocky the Rooster, Michael Letner, ready, Gladiators. Joe Rogan Clips, give me a shout out. Shout out to Joe Rogan Clips. Funky Monkey in the house, Christian Winter, Sprue and Glue's here. Nivietia Bat. I know I want Max to win. Well, we'll see. Dutch Lion, Whiskeyna Lucas. Coming in early with the Nations check. Mike Schmitz in the house. Aston, Matt McGuigan. Welcome to membership. Thanks so much, Mac. Joining the membership. Joining the ranks. Seema Dragon, Eva Farri's here as well. Ragavir Das was here really early. Welcome, Sharkin. I'm not late, I think. But I put my shorts on back to front. That was a delay. To sort that out. I mean, frankly, no one would know. Can I roll the sleeves up on this? It's kind of a weird... It's kind of a weird thing to do, but I'm doing it. When's it going to start? So the race starts in 59 minutes. Let me get the stream up. Let me get the feed up. Bear with me. And we're going to see, is Max going to dominate it or not? I've seen differences of opinion. I've seen some people saying 2 and a bit tenths is not a lot. Some people saying that he's done that with the engine turned down. So, different schools of opinion there. Schools of thought. Thought universities. Let's get ye old stream up. Sports. F1. Yes. They're showing adverts, as you might expect, Sky. Buongiorno, says Taylor. Well, yeah, hi MC as well. Ninja Tacos back in the house. Give me a shout out, bro. Joe Mama. So, firstly, who do we think is going to win? Anyone not thinking it's Max? Because I've been predicting. I predicted Max to pole, right? I think I had a moment of infidelity there, but enough about team principles. I think mostly I've been thinking it's going to be Max, and it's hard for me to look past Max for the race, to be honest. Subi says Norris is going to have a great race. So, well, people were backing Norris to do really well in qualifying, and it never happened. You know. But it's close. It's close. I mean, everyone behind Max, if you have a look, is 3 tenths from Leclerc in P2 to Hamilton in P9. So, nearly 8,000 subscribers. Oh my goodness me. 79,782 subscribers. Yes, maybe. Let me lock this layout so I don't accidentally do. Oh, I need to do the shorts, the old shorts feed as well. I need to get the old shorts feed. We'll do that later. Motor racing is indeed afoot. Something is afoot. Something is happening in Bahrain. Anything can happen in a race. I think we need to pin a comment. We need to pin a comment saying race start 3 PM, what is it? GMT? Race start 3 PM GMT. There we go. Oh. So, let's run through what we got yesterday in qualifying. So, Verstappen on pole by 2 tenths, 2 and a bit tenths, which is a big story. Charles Leclerc P2. I was thinking at one point I thought Leclerc might get pole. Remember, Leclerc did a faster lap than what Verstappen did in Q3. Leclerc went faster in Q2. And people were... So this is the thing. People have been saying overnight that Verstappen had a pretty nice slipstream for his pole lap. So maybe Verstappen and the Red Bull isn't actually as quick as people are saying compared to the Ferrari. So that some people are saying that actually is Ferrari's time. Did you see any of the Qatar race so far? I saw Peugeot were doing well. And as a signed up Peugeot driver, I'm an official factory Peugeot driver, if you didn't know. I'm glad that they're doing well. Sharkin's going to make tea and munchies. Ninja watch Sonoda cook. I don't know. I feel like the Cash Apps RBs could go backwards here. But anyway, so we got then George Russell, who thoroughly outqualified Hamilton, but clearly the Mercedes has pace, and it looks like a very stable platform in P3. Carlos Sainz in P4. Is it going to be a real Ferrari sort of battle? Who's going to be the #1 driver in that team? Perez P5. Classic story of Perez not getting close to Max. Alonso P6 with a really weird qualifying strategy where... Did Alonso only do 1 lap? He only did 1 lap in the middle of the session. Then Norris and Piastri. So Norris out-qualifying Piastri, but the McLarens, you know, better than they were this stage last year. This stage last year, they were pretty bad. Hulkenberg, who got through to Q3, which is an achievement in itself. So thoroughly out-qualifying Magnussen, P10. Then Tsunoda P11. Lance Stroll in P12. I think at one point I was predicting Lance Stroll to get P2. So, you know, that didn't really age well, did it? Alex Albon P13. So again, he's just sort of able to drag that Williams into a place that Logan Sargent just can't do. Ricardo P14, Magnussen P15. And then I think we have the real sort of tail enders here. And I think one story for us today is like, how ugly is it going to get for Alpine and possibly Stake as well? Are they going to be really, really, really far adrift? We will see. But Valtteri Bottas P16, Guan Yu Zhou P17, Logan Sargent P18, Esteban Ocon P19, and Pierre Gasly in P20. Welcome Scotty in Brighton, UK, who we all really know is in Thailand. Eric Verstappen didn't complete his second run in Q2, so we never got to really see the ultimate Verstappen pace, I guess. But yeah, that's the main point people are picking up. Diachetti, Leclerc had a faster lap time in Q2 than Max's pole. Yes, indeed. Eric saying Ferrari already faster over 1 lap at the end of last year. Yeah, I mean the pace is quick. And I think that's why I think teams are going to get caught adrift here, because the pace of the top is moving and a lot of the cars look a lot more stable to drive, which to me seems like a really good platform to develop on through the season. So if the teams know, look, we've got a really strong platform in this area, then we can try and be a bit more experimental in this area as they bring upgrades online, prioritise their upgrades, the upgrade wars. Countdown time, yeah, I will do. I've got a 40-minute one here. So I'll start it at 40 minutes. That'll go live in 40 minutes. John Blackblowing saying Lewis Hamilton. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through the top teams, only the top teams, and I want you to let me know which driver do you think is going to finish first in that pairing. Does that make sense? Which driver in the team is going to have the best position for that team today? So let's start with an easy one. Let's start with Red Bull. And let's go Verstappen and Perez. It's an easy one. Right? Who's going to do better for Red Bull in this race? Max Verstappen or Sergio Perez? Let me know. Funky saying time control is much better Ferrari this year. Well, let's see then in the race. So we've got Matt Ninja Taco saying Max. Taylor Verstappen. Wade saying Verstappen. Morpheus Max, Prithvi Max, Kate Max, Subi Verstappen. C saying Max as well. Dutch Line saying Max. Okay, so we got this one for Max, okay. No, Leah, well, hold up. Whoa, hold up. Okay. What about Ferrari? Who's going to be the best performing Ferrari driver today? Charles Leclerc or Carlos Sainz? This one I'm interested. This one I'm interested to see. Charles Leclerc or Carlos Sainz? Cliff saying Sainz. Leo saying Carlos. Prithvi Sainz. John Carlos. Cantor Leclerc. Taylor Leclerc. C Leclerc. Ninja Leclerc. Ooh, is it more? It's pretty 50-50. Maybe a bit more Sainz. We've got people absolutely spamming it away. Subi Sainz, but it could go either way. Okay, that's a tough one. Melissa going Leclerc, Afro Sainz, Vlatka Leclerc. That one I can't call unless anyone thinks differently. I think that's 50-50. Okay, now this one might not be as 50-50. What about Mercedes? Who's going to be the best performing driver for Mercedes today? Is it going to be George Russell or Lewis Hamilton? I'm not going to say anything. I want to see. I want to see. Hamilton or Russell? Cantor saying Russell, Leo Russell, Prithvi Hamilton, Jante Lewis, C Lewis, Cliff Lewis, Morpheus Russell, Cantor Russell, RZ Russell, welcome Black Cat Mark Sky, Lewis George. How is this one going? Is it more Hamilton? Yad Russell, Subi Russell, Wade George. Okay, maybe Vlatka Hamilton, Melissa Lewis. Martin Hamilton. Joe saying Hamilton. Ragavir saying Leclerc. Look, well, whoa. Let's not get ahead of ourselves here with the driver transfers. So Subi saying 640. I think slightly Hamilton there. Slightly Hamilton. This should be an easy one. But maybe, I don't know. Aston Martin. Who's going to be the best performing driver for Aston Martin today? Fernando Alonso or Lance Stroll? Alonso or Stroll? I have to wait 9 seconds. Cantor, Alonso, Ragavir, Hulkenberg, Cliff, Alonso. So far. Oh, wait, we got us on for Lance. That's pretty deafening for Alonso there, El Plan. Okay, that one. Okay, now this one might be the most difficult one. Oh, or maybe not. Maybe I'm reading the room wrong. Okay. So that's clearly Alonso. What about McLaren? Lando Norris or Oscar Piastri? Who is going to be the best performing driver for McLaren today? Lando Norris or Oscar Piastri? Welcome, Alia. Piastri, Lando, Piastri. Oh, that's... Ooh. Now it's Lando. That's way more Lando than I thought. That's way more Lando. Like, for me, I think Piastri's a bit underrated then. Sprint winner. How many races did Lando win last season? Subi saying 70-30 Norris. Just bear with me. I just need to... We're going to welcome our vertical friends to the party. We're going to welcome our vertical friends. 1 second. There we go. Let me just type this. Welcome, Kati Uji. First appearance.
Okay, crack on.
Right. I think I'm in the game. I think I'm in the game, everyone. Yes, I'm in the game. Thanks for bearing with me as I just get all that sorted out and the details in there. Busy with life, but let's go. Yeah, but our Saturday race. Also, guys, what do we think? We had people come in the stream yesterday. Were like, I really like a Saturday race. And I think, right, firstly, how many people were working yesterday? How many people in this chat were working yesterday? Welcome, Naomi Oliver. Bonus Drithers from LA as well. Yeah, radio. I'm going to pick up with Formula 1 in the midweek, actually. But I think they're going to be super busy, but I'll try and get through to them. But, like, I don't know how to put this, but, like, if you only care about the race, isn't it better that the race is on a Saturday? Do you know what I mean? Like, if you don't care about free practice, and if you don't care about qualifying, then the race on a Saturday is just, you finish your work week, and then, like, a Saturday, oh, it's great, there's a race already. What do we think about that? Bonus, no, because I watch football. What are we clashing with today? Subi, who's a dark horse for getting top 5? My dark horse for getting top 5 today is... Mate, I think top 5 is going to be so brutal. Like, I think it's going to be absolutely brutal. I just wonder how reliability is going to be. We're going to see here race performance with tyre wear, etc. So, are there going to be some teams that are really good at keeping the tyres in the optimal window, maintaining tyre wear? I'll let you know about strategies, etc. when that comes up and I see it as well. Melissa loves Saturday races. CB, I only watch race that's perfect. Jasu likes it. C can join you, say was working. Ragavir, Saturday watch anime. Bonus, next week I'm watching Melbourne from the LAFC game at the stadium. Pirelli saying a 3-stop is possible. Oh, that sounds ambitious. Welcome, B for Barley. Good to see you as well, my friends. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Like, it's Vegas on a Saturday night. Bahrain's on a Saturday. Saudis on a Saturday. I wonder if we'll start to see all of the sort of Arab races go to a Saturday. Because their weekend is Friday and Saturday, isn't it? But then I just don't know if is that breaking traditions. Like, I still miss the fact this isn't Australia. Like, that won't change for a long time. I want it to be Australia. I like the crowd and the buzz there, and I like the fact it's early for me anyway. K lights on Saturday. Mac, new member, Saturday good for me. C lights on Saturday. Jared, they have sprints on Saturday. But then F1 is like, if you have sprints, like, that's a lot. There's gonna, I wonder whether there's gonna be, for a lot of people, there's gonna be too much F1 this season. Like, I don't know how to explain this. Like, we're all kind of, we're all like genuine Formula 1 fans. That's why we're here, following the timing and everything. But I wonder if Formula 1 won't be able to have those real crescendo points if there's so much noise about Formula 1, if that makes sense. Like, how do you separate really average moments from the incredible moments? Because obviously the Formula 1 official channels are going to say everything's amazing and this is the craziest race, the best race ever, blah blah blah. And it's like, it's not. It was really boring, mate. But how do you separate that? Craig says never too much F1. Nivetia, there's a clue in the pinned comment. There's a clue in the pinned comment there. Welcome, Zoe. Zoe's in the shorts feed today. Ian Perez as well in the shorts feed. Timer, yes. Bang. There we go. I guess. Is that visible there? Is that visible or is there a bit? Bonus, to make it not boring, we need to do Bernie's idea and add sprinklers to the tracks. That's very artificial, but Formula 1 is so, a lot of it is artificial these days anyway. I went on my rant yesterday after the qualifying where I was disappointed that the other drivers didn't seem to be too angry that they weren't matching Max. They seemed to be very sort of laid back and like, oh, whatever. And his last lap of Brazil 2023 above the rest. Is that Alonso and Perez? But then, you know, Sky Sports will make a documentary about it. They'll be like, the last lap that reverberated around the world. and there'll be like a 30-minute documentary with like interviews of Alonso and Perez and like their team principals, and like Christian Horner being interviewed. Like it was an incredible moment. None of us frankly knew what to think at that time. Dramatic music, and it's like, it's okay, you know, cool, you know. Was it that? It was good, but if you put it on that sort of pedestal. Bonus druthers, to put it in perspective, Gasly was the same percentage behind Max this year as P11 was last year. What does that mean? How does that work? How does the maths add up on that? Gasly was the same percentage Max this year. So you're saying the field is closer? You're saying the field is closer? Prithvi Oscar is saying that they didn't find Red Bull over when we click in one lap. Oh, we'll see then. Fighting talk. Even Esteban Ocon was really relaxed. You know, qualified P19. He was like, yeah, great job, everyone. Feeling really good about the race tomorrow. Nice work. CDK, welcome back to the best stream. Okay, the field is much closer. The field is much closer then. Welcome, JJ, as well. Good to see you. Oh, there's so many adverts on Sky. Imagine if I was just running adverts now. Chicken King says Oscar will win, but Chicken King, you were predicting a pole position for Oscar. That didn't materialise. So just 37 minutes to go. We're going to see. I'm going to let you know what's going on the grid walk. Any drama? Anyone starting from the pit lane? You know, if you're the Alpines, do you take your car out of Parc Fermé and start from the pit lane? Gerard Crab, more development with regulations. So some people are, oh, Max is just way ahead. The Red Bulls are looking so good. And a lot of people were saying that in testing. They were like, testing last week, Red Bull just look insane. But then there's it's hard to like work out which is the biggest school of thought. But it feels like there's almost an equal number of people saying, no, this is really close. This is going to be a really close season. So we don't know. Tech Lover, what happened with Lewis yesterday? I haven't seen how he reacted. What was the reaction from Lewis yesterday? I haven't actually seen that. I've been watching footage and reaction, but I haven't seen that one. Welcome, Saraj and Armand Daniel. Welcome, Dutch, in the vertical stream. People in vertical land, if you want to watch normal stream, it's in the pinned comments. So you got an option of both there. We're just catering for everyone. Right, in Bahrain, it is... Bahrain's not a day-to-night race, is it? Bahrain is fully night, but it's definitely, like, it's not going to be dark by the time they start. Maybe I'd forgotten that Bahrain was not fully night. It's day-to-night like Abu Dhabi. Because it's still very light now on track. Max Verstappen is leaving the pit lane, so they're doing their installation laps now. And then when they're ready, or in the allotted time procedure, they'll filter through onto the grid and then be pushed through to their grid slot. Stake F1 car as well, smoking away. Not smoking in it's not on fire, but just sort of the exhaust smokes burning away there as on the end of the pit lane. People are doing some practice starts, it looks like. Yeah, cars are moving. Cars are moving. You might see that on the data there. Ragovidas' height for Ferrari. Well, we'll see. It could be Ferrari were the closest team to Red Bull for most last season. The only team to actually win a race other than Red Bull. So we'll see. Is it Ferrari's time? Oh. Remember, by the way, I haven't mentioned this. This is the third stream we've done this year on Formula 1. I haven't mentioned that it's Carlos Sainz's last year in Ferrari. Has everyone forgotten that? Like, I'm not being funny, but isn't that quite big news? And like, haven't we all forgotten it? Is that quite disrespectful of us to Carlos Sainz? And what does that do to Carlos's motivation this year? Does it make him more motivated, less motivated? Where is Carlos Sainz going to go? Why have we not spoken about this yet? Not bad, Tom Verwer. Virtue's managed to escape vertical land. It's like Tron. When you're in there, you're stuck. Naomi Oliver is sad about it. The actual race starts in 34 minutes, everyone. Tech Lover said he was smiling. Doesn't matter. J-Row49 in the house as well. Chat, let me know your thoughts about this. Carlos Sainz. C wants Carlos Sainz in the Red Bull or Mercedes. Is it inevitable that Carlos Sainz will take Sergio Perez's seat at Red Bull? Is that just inevitable? Is it basically Sainz versus Ricciardo now for that Red Bull seat?
Keep your head down.
To me, that's you know, when we that Ferrari team, it would be a very different feeling right now if that Ferrari team was a unit where it's like they're all in it together, no one's leaving, they've all got their contracts. Do you know what I mean? It's like bang. But that's not the case. It's like, aren't Ferrari going to favour Charles Leclerc? Why would they not favour Charles Leclerc when he's the driver that they're betting their future on? Am I being too dramatic about this or not? Let me know. RZ said Sainz be more motivated. He's basically auditioning for a drive. Naomi, I feel like he's going to take Hamilton's place at Mercedes. What about Kimi, though? Snowline says, happy race day, everyone. His race day is finally here. Prithvi Carlos Sainz Senior was trying to get a seat in the Red Bull. Well, he drives for Red Bull, but in the Dakar. See, he seems to be a better challenge than Danny Ricciardo, that's my opinion. Nivetia said maybe take Lewis' spot. Yeah, another one for Mercedes. Darren, can we not have a Max dominant season? Well, we're going to find out very shortly. By the way, I was on the internet yesterday and I was presented with some more Christian Horner leaks. Now, I didn't search these. I didn't try and find them. I was on TikTok and I'd swiped and they all came at me. Just came all over the screen like that. And I don't know if anyone's seen these. I mean, I'd seen some stuff before, but what I saw yesterday, cringe. Is that Lando Norris went out for an installation, coming back into the pits? Do we do F1 Fantasy? We don't do F1 Fantasy. We could do it, but we don't. I'm not the most organised person when it comes to that sort of stuff. J-Ro, I've not been following F1 for a year, but I'm choosing Verstappen. Grant in Shortsland says, I bet Carlos finishes second in the Driver Championship this year. He's going to be fired up losing his seat. Well, we'll see. But I wonder if there's going to be some radio messages where Carlos... What about when it comes to... Oh, big lock-up here. Who's this on the installation? Goodness me. It's one of the cash apps. It's Daniel Ricciardo, I believe, with the Red Bull helmet. With a massive lock-up, just like doing his installation app right now. From what I saw. Bit weird. Max Verstappen's car is on his grid slot at the front of the grid, so Verstappen's already there. George says, whoa, allegedly. Yeah, sorry, the stream, there was a stream buffering issue. I said allegedly lots of times there. When's the formation lap going to start? It's going to start in 30 minutes. C says the leaked inverted commas evidence looks like AI generated. And Gerard seems more dodgy with leak rather than appeal with Horner. Prithvi, we need Sweaty George to get turned in by Verstappen. Well, it had to be a great run by Sweaty George from behind Verstappen. Yeah, fingers crossed with the timing, but I'm going to follow up with Formula 1. Well, I'm looking at a replay with Lando here. Did he lock up as well? Yeah, Lando locked up on the installation lap. So Lando's he's on a set of soft tyres, presumably a scrubbed set, and he's locked up in the same place as the AlphaTauri, the Cash... What's an AlphaTauri? The Cash App RB did. George Russell was right behind him, just looking at it. It's a big lockup. I mean, you know, I think they go around on scrub tyres and then they put on the set they're going to start the race in, but that's two cars I've seen lock up on their way to the grid. Gerard says dusty trap. Maybe it could be a dusty trap, but the F2s were around, weren't they? Early or UTAS, who's your favourite F1 driver? I don't really have a favourite. I don't have a standout favourite. Kireth, first time I've ever agreed to Horner Cocoa Pops are meant to be eaten for bed. I haven't seen that one, actually. Isabel Plug in the house. Grant, do you think someone like James Hunt would have been able to drive an F1 nowadays? He would have been out to like Horner. Well, I think the thing is about Formula 1, I'm looking at pictures now of the grid, okay? It's that long shot where they look down the grid, as all the mechanics there, all the VIPs and everything. Formula 1 is so heavily male-dominated in terms of positions of power. Hang on, let's just hold that thought. Did Hamilton lock up as well? Lock up by Hamilton as well, same corner. Hamilton's locked up. It's the downhill. That is so bad. It's the downhill like, I'm going to count the corners. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, no, it's about lap, corner 10 or something. It's a very tight left-hander. It's the tightest left-hander on the track. So that's 3 cars looking up now. But they're so, like, basically, Formula 1 in terms of position power is so male-dominated. It's very not gender represented. I know the drivers is a little bit different. But I'm talking about team principals and lead engineers and, like, people in the management meetings. So I wonder whether this Christian Horner thing is whatever the evidence, alleged evidence, at some level there was a complaint and it was investigated. Whether it's actually, it's really embarrassing for F1 as a whole, because when you look at F1 under a microscope, you're like, hang on, the positions of power are very heavily male dominated. Like, leaving the drivers aside. So yeah, no, but leave the drivers. Leave the drivers. I'm just talking about like head of whatever, head of this, head of that. Majid, how do you feel about Hamilton Ferrari? Like I said, I don't know whether it's going to work. I'm very interested about that. I think it's a great move for Hamilton. I don't know whether Ferrari. I just don't know. I don't know. George, with regards to the leaks, there have been case people going to jail for abusive messages and assaults, but it's turned out to be totally faked. The whole thing that is being spread around could be fake. I mean, I don't think any major news organisations are really reporting on it. Oh, who's this? Is it Diplo? It's Diplo! I was able to recognise Diplo. Diplo's doing the DJing. That's what we like to see, authentic F1 content. But just on that point about like representation, like this whole thing, these power structures, I feel also like Formula 1 perhaps think, oh, F1 Academy is like deals with that. Okay, F1 Academy is where you have all the representation. But I don't view it that way. I don't think that solves it. I think it's, I imagine in the board reports they do at F1, they're like, well, it's like, what are we doing about diversity and gender representation? I imagine it's a load of stuff about F1 Academy. It's like, we started F1 Academy and we put W Series into administration and then we didn't broadcast. No, they won't say that. But say we did F1 Academy and we got, but it's sort of, it's not really addressed in the core issue. Anyway, just some stuff I was thinking about there. Who do you think will win the first race? I mean, I'd put it down to Verstappen. I think Max Verstappen's going to win it. Yep, just 25 minutes to go as the sun is setting in Bahrain. The grandstands look pretty packed. We'll have my commentary. Oh, John Lacey's there again. Nico Hulkenberg is walking down to the grid. There's no grid walk yet. Message retracted. I was about to read it. Zena says every major newspaper is covering it. Actually, I think the headline of The Sun was covering it, but I'm not sure that if that adds credibility or actually removes credibility. Tyler says Claire Williams versus Williams, it just wasn't good enough. Well, it's been a big change at Williams, that's for sure now. Under new ownership, under new management, and basically with a new driver. But I would say this about Williams. If you took Alex Albon out, let's say they had Logan Sargent and they still had Lance Stroll, how good do we think Williams would be doing? Like, is it really... Is Alex Albon really the secret sauce at Williams? Isabel Flug says, I feel F1 Academy will bring up at least one female driver into F1. Will take some time, the next 5 years. Well, Dorian Pin is clearly just a very fast racing driver. But the reality is in F1 Academy, she's going to be racing... Let's be blunt about it. Some of the drivers she's going to be racing are not of her standard. So is she going to be improving as much as she could in that series? She's going to be improving more probably in the other series she's racing in. Like the regional F4s and stuff like that. WEC. Right, Martin Brundle's on the grid here. Brundle on the grid. Here we got the sun is setting. That's orange sky. Jamie, would you rather fall to second or stay first after turn 1? Now the DRS after lap 1. I'd always rather be in front because I feel like I can control the space. Can make it super difficult for people. Tyler, Albon to Mercedes. Albon to Mercedes could be an absolutely mad move, to be honest. Albon to Mercedes. Whew. But it's a very good point, and it follows on from what I was saying, was that if Alex Albon moves on to Red Bull or Mercedes or whoever, because he's clearly a driver of that caliber, who are Williams going to get? And are Williams going to end up in a Haas situation? Like, do Williams really do that much better than Haas overall? I'm not sure. Martin Brundle's interviewing someone, I don't know who it is. They got some glasses and sort of white hair. Charles Gordon Lennox, who's the 11th Duke of Richmond. Anyone know anything about this lad? Charles Gordon Lennox. Yeah, we'll have to see about the Ferrari pit stops. Now we're going to see those pit stops in anger. Who else is on the grid? Martin Brundle's on the move. Roaming. Looks like there's some shakes. Carlos Sainz Jr. Senior is there, I should say. You have heard of him, okay. DJ Superfly in the vertical stream saying, I'll never watch an F1 again. He's the guy who owns Goodwood. That's what I was thinking. But I thought he was an Earl. I thought he was an Earl. Got some parachuters in the sky. It's not a protest. They're Red Bull parachuters with the Bahrain flag. Or well, maybe it will turn out to be a protest. And it's like a hitman mission where they've had to infiltrate the skydiving centre. And then they're going to actually divert now, rip off their Red Bull suits and this orange Just Stop Oil and land on the track. I called it here first. Atmosphere has got the hype. Yeah, just 20 minutes to go, everyone. Just 20 minutes to go. All the cars are on the grid. It's a bit of a dry and boring grid walk at the moment, I've got to be honest. Oh, Patrice Evra's here. What a coincidence. Patrice Evra, pundit on Sky Sports. It's not a coincidence. You know who you're going to meet. It's all fake. Can I say it? You're all moved in the right places. So Patrice Evra here. Man who likes his chicken. And Neymar! Neymar in the house! See, this is a thing, right? So Neymar's just rocked up and oh, Brundle's had enough. Brundle's just walked off. So Brundle was interviewing Evra, presumably that's a Sky Sports tie-up thing. And then Evra sees Neymar and just starts like doing high fives with Neymar. Neymar's clearly not on the Sky Sports list, so Brundle just thinks, sack this off. I'm going to walk off. There we go. Tyler, Alpine were really bad yesterday. Yes, they were. Yeah, Neymar's at the Grand Prix. Is he not meant to be playing football? Brundle on the move. He can't really find anyone. I've got to be honest. Brundle turns back now. Is it Franchitti here? Dario Franchitti? Formula E commentator. Obviously, Brundle will know Franchitti. So he's gone in there. I'm not sure who's the person he really wants to speak to. In fact, do they have a board coming up? Do they have a title board? No title board, Franchitti. So I don't reckon that was not staged. So Patrice Evra, they know they're going to meet Patrice Evra, so they prepare a graphic and put it up. The producer like, yeah, Patrice just coming up in 3, 2, 1. John Lacey's on the move. I've lost Brundle now. Brundle. Oh, who's Brundle's with? Jeremy Clarkson. Jeremy Clarkson on the grid. Oh no. There's no Verstappen, Max Verstappen, maybe. Jeremy Clarkson looks like he's going to say something that shouldn't be broadcasted. Welcome, Mike Schmidt, to Legend by the World. Thank you so much, Mike Schmidt. Becoming a legend, becoming a member. There's 2 members today. Can we get some 10s out of 10s in the comments there? Thank you so much for the membership. There you go. There's your engine rev. Thanks, Mike and Mac earlier as well. Jeremy Clarkson is talking about something or other. He looks old now, Jeremy. He looks like he's going to age quickly. Bumika is sacrificing final exams test for this match. Well, traditionally it's called a race, but yes. Let's see. On the island of Bahrain. Welcome, Sammy, as well. Oh, George Rogers has got a triple combo of emojis there. Look at them all coming through now. 17 more minutes to go. Well, I was at a Formula E race last year in Berlin, and they had a environmental protest at the Formula E race, which I thought was interesting. Someone wants a selfie with Clarkson. That's it. Where's Brundle now? Oh, it's a very busy grid. Is that Mike Tyndall? He's just ignored Tyndall there. He's an England Rugby World Cup winning player and now also part of the royal family. Brundle was not interested, just shoved him out of the way. Having a look at the Red Bull car now. Rakvi, I hope the stream is not 40 seconds. I can't see what that next word is. Slow like yesterday. Well, hopefully not. We'll do a latency check, Rakavir. We'll do a latency check. It's been a pretty dry grid walk, I've got to say. It's not one of the all-time classics. Is MBR online? I don't know. MBR has been in the Formula E streams this season. Who's this? Some lady with orange hair. Is she part of the royal family? Is she part of the royal family? I'm not very good with my royals. Sarah Ferguson, Duchess of York. Is she the mother of the princess that Mike Tyndall is married to? It says royalty on the grid here.
Okay, crack on.
But still, like, no offense to the royal family, but that's not. They're not premier royals, are they? It's not like you've got Prince Harry. Is Prince Harry part of the royal family? To be honest, this is one of the worst grid walks of all time. Like, this is not the one. Yeah, Brundle's just what he's lost. He's just looking around trying to find someone, anyone, and there's no one. Oh, he's trying to find a driver now. He's found George Russell. Just going to the safety of the drivers. Mark, I've been at Motor1 Germany, but I was in Berlin and I put out a post on YouTube. I was like, because my flight got cancelled back. And so I'm in Berlin for an extra 2 days. What should I do? And some people said go to Motorworld. But I think I hung out with Gamer Muscle, the sim racing YouTuber. We had lots of beers. Welcome, Gary. That's good to see you. Watching via the Disney Plus bundle. Wow, watching like a pro. Who am I supporting this year? Well, as you can see, just hoping for some good racing. Murray saying Jerry Halliwell's put on the. I didn't see Jerry Halliwell. Carl saying George's going to win this. I don't know. I'm just at this stage now. 50 minutes to go. I want the race to start, to be honest. I would quite like the race to start. Crash at turn 10, first lap. You mean is that the tight left-hander? Charles Leclerc looks super relaxed. It's time for the anthems now. Oscar Piastri on the move, looking super relaxed. Lewis Hamilton goes through as well. And Lando Norris all making their way to the front. The safety car this race is a Mercedes AMG. Absolutely no implication of bias there. All the dignitaries are making their way. Is this all a like? I don't know, man. Wasn't it Hungary last year? Remember we streamed Hungary last year, and there was no one. There were no celebrities on the grid. The only celebrity was Terry Crews. Remember, it was just Terry Crews. And I was like, this is so refreshing. It's like clearly the celebrities don't want to come to Hungary, and it's just like it feels very authentic. Like this is every race is different. This is Bahrain. This is the vibe. There's dignitaries. There's royals. There's money. Welcome, Melissa, to Legend. Speaking of money, thank you so much, Melissa, for becoming a legend, for becoming a member. Majid says, Melissa, you legend. Thank you so much. The 3 members today. Can we get the emojis out there? For all of our members, Melissa, Mike, and Mac. Basically, if your name doesn't start with an M, you can't become a member today. That's it. That's the rule. That's the rule, everyone. Thank you so much. Please do welcome Melissa. Phil in the short stream saying Max wins this easy. How do we think Perez is going to do? Good point. How do we think Sergio Perez is going to do this race? Will it be a 1-2 for Red Bull? And also, and I said this a lot last season, is it more acceptable for Verstappen to be so dominant because Perez is sort of, you know, a bit of a banter teammate at the moment? And so it doesn't look like Red Bull are so dominant. There we go. Look at all the claps coming in. Kiefer saying Perez is going to bin it. The Bahraini band are playing the anthem. Oh, and there's a plane coming over. It looks to me like a... Is it a 777 Dreamliner? It's Gulf Air. Gulf Air passenger commercial jet goes over. Flypass performed by... Oh, it's Ryanair. Using sustainable fuels or something. A Sky didn't even show the... I couldn't even read the thing. Phantom saying Alonso for the win. Alfonso, maybe we'll see. Majid, in my opinion, I think Leclerc is going to dominate for a bit and then Verstappen wins. Well, that's a pretty bold statement saying Leclerc's going to dominate. Liar, Charles will destroy today. I'm high on hope. Right, chat, should we do a nations check? Let's do a nations check. Let's do it. 10-minute warning before the race starts. Where in the world are you watching from? Let me know in the comments where in the world you're watching from. Put your country in. Rep your ends. Rep your ends, everyone. Majid first for Lebanon. Isabel Plug, Germany. Flatka, Croatia. J-Ro, USA. Mike, America. Liar, India. UK is spread out today. Sports from Kenya. Remo, oh my goodness, going fast. We've got Iran, Canada, Boston, Philippines, France, India, more South Africa. Here come the Netherlands. Lush from Netherlands, Dutch Netherlands, George UK, Carter Netherlands, Melissa USA, Lahul Sweden, Guru South Africa, Darren UK, Cliff South Africa, Andriade Indonesia, Marek Poland, Australia coming through. Ashley Australia, Elder Australia, Lethal Australia, Murray Australia, Gerard Australia. Obviously the signal takes a little bit longer to go to turn upside down. Canada, South Africa, Has Racing from Birmingham. I'm very sorry to hear about that. Marek from Poland. So I don't know who won that. Got Wales in the shorts feed. Eban Van Vuren from South Africa. Ragavir, I'm watching at television from above the ground and below the sky. Not very precise there, Ragavir. India, I can't call that one. Yesterday we had an absolutely spectacular win for the Netherlands, but I can't call that. Oh, I know what we should do. Let's do it now. Share the stream. Let's do it. We haven't done it yet. Make sure you share the stream if you like it. Only if you like it. Click that red button below the stream which says share and share it on YouTube, Twitter, wherever your Insta, whatever your platform is. Share the stream. Share the love. Gunther Steiner is sharing the love. The man who got fired from Haas. He's now on the side of the grid working as a pundit, I understand, for German TV, but he's giving an interview to Sky at the moment. The man who I met at Monaco a few years ago and was very generous with his time. He's a cool bloke, if a little bit insane. And when I say a little bit, I mean a lot. Right, helmets are going on, everyone. Oh, I can see people tagging me. Tag me in your shares, and I will like them. Getting notifications, being tagged in shares all over the shop. Gunther. Kiefer, yesterday you asked if anyone supported Alpine. Did you get any response? No, we got no responses to that. No responses. What have I missed here? Hungary was there as well. Malaysia, Ireland. See if there was any new countries. Croatia in the house. Fiji. There we go. One time, one stream, we'll try and knock off every country on the map. In fact, maybe I'll get that ready. I'll tell you what I'll do. Let me know what you think about this. 7 minutes to go. For the next race in Saudi, I will buy a map of the world and I'll put it here, and we will try and tick off over the course of the year every single country. How does that sound? Angelica's from Italy, so we'd have Italy ticked off, but we'll start it next time. I'm gonna get I'm gonna get a globe. I'm gonna get a globe. I'm gonna buy a globe. Nice idea, yes indeed. Majid, in your opinion, think Verstappen will dominate this year? I think so. I think he will, but we're going to find out. It doesn't really matter what I think. Now's the time. What's this an advert for? Be a finance and HR rockstar workday. That's an oxymoron. Great idea. Okay, we'll do it. Where am I from? I'm from London. We're broadcasting from the international dateline. Sounds like a sort of spam, sort of matchmaking thing. Right, still adverts from Sky. 5 minutes to go. Do you know where we can watch F1 live? Well, in the UK it's on Sky. So you've got to check in your territory. In many territories you're going to get F1 Pro, F1 TV Pro. So you can buy it for that, and then you can have us on, and you can get the actual commentary. But yeah. Welcome to the new subs. Oh yes indeed, welcome to the new subs. Welcome. I think we can try and if you're watching and you like it and you hit subscribe, I think we can definitely hit 80k today. We know that's realistic. Which is a huge milestone to 80k. Very big number. Welcome Rob Craig. BMT's from Atlantis. Cliff's from Philippines. I lived in Baguio for a month. I don't know where Baguio is. Oh, the plane's still doing flybys. That passenger airline is still just rocking around, I think, unless it's a slow-mo. And F1 is free. If you're in Germany, F1's free. Guys, if you're in Germany, put the stream on your phone. Get the race footage on the TV. Watch in style. And Austria as well. Thanks, Matt McGuigan. Your commentary is 100% better than Sky and their advert show. It's a new age. It's a new era. Becca, where can I watch free? You got it. Basically, it sounds like you got to move to Germany. So, you know, the question is, how much of an F1 fan are you?
Keep your head down.
Philip's from Nigeria. Very nice. Right, everyone. There's just 4 minutes to go. Welcome, Remo. Remo Nkele. Welcome to membership. There's your Mustang roaring away. Thank you so much. Can we get some claps out for Remo? The membership crewdom. We keep growing. Unstoppable. 10 out of 10. Thank you so much. Appreciate it, Remo. Always very much appreciated. Thank you so much for becoming a member. Someone said, is anyone from Bahrain? Yeah, if you're at Bahrain, let us know in the comments, in the chat, so we can get a live sort of vibe check from you down on the ground. Go away, Bahrain GP stream on ESPN HD. We know that. ESPN. Always. Oh, ESPN always come in. It's all... Don't you get the vibe? Don't you get the vibe? We've just hit 200 likes. The vibe is sort of like... Funky Monkey with the 18 months. Big up for everyone that joined us to enjoy the race together. Hope we get to... I hope everything's going to work. I hope everything's going to work, everyone. And by the way, I want to say this. At the beginning of the race, if everything is working, I am going to let you know what... I'm going to commentate what I'm seeing from the pictures. So I will be a little bit delayed from the live timings. But then I will join it up. I can do this. Just so we know. Just so we know. Is Max Verstappen going to dominate this race? Is he going to start amazingly and jump away from the start and we never see him again and we can declare the season done? We could just scratch the 22 races. We don't need to do that. We just give him the title and we come back in 2025. Or is it going to be a dramatic race? Who knows? We just don't know. We're in the... What they call in football, we're in the corridor of uncertainty now. I don't think F1 was ever free on Channel 4. F1 was free on the BBC and then they went to Sky. Channel 4 do like... I think they do Silverstone for free sometimes, stuff like that. Captain National says Max will win easily. Leroy said Malaysia got a comeback. Sepang. Right, I might get some tyre info now. Yeah. Well, I told you yesterday, but we got... The 3 compounds are more on the harder side of the spectrum. Just 1 minute 50 to go. Isabel Plug saying not a lot of sand on the track today. And Keith, is this track representing the rest of the season? Well, it's quite a fast track. So, you know, if you go to somewhere like Monaco, you know, or Zandvoort, with a lot of tight, twisty corners, it's going to be slightly different characteristics of the car that are relevant. Ugh. But, it's pretty indicative. It's pretty... Oh, Ragovir with the upgrade! Oh my goodness, Ragovir's upgraded to Kireth Super Legend! Thank Ragovir with the big upgrade there. Thank you so much, Ragovir Das. Huge! Get your emojis out, everyone. And by the way, if you are a member, you do have access to your Ferrari, Hamilton, Verstappen, Albon, 10 out of 10, green flag, yellow flag, send it, kick the car, yes, no, share. You got all of these basically. So if you're a member, make sure you're aware of the access to the fountain of emojis, so you can fully express yourself. Majid somehow has got a snail. I don't know where you've got that snail from, mate. Somehow you put a snail in the chat. Welcome to Bit Preamp. Sean Finch, been a while, yeah, but we're here now. I mean, great timing. People are turning up now. People have got their drinks. They've got their snacks. They're all warmed up. It's the race. It's on a Saturday. We're going to get it all done on a Saturday. We're going to free up our Sunday to do all the chores we're meant to do, like cut the grass. You know, that's how it's going to work, isn't it? We're all going to be so much more productive on a Sunday because of this race. Thank you, Formula 1. How long till a race start? The race is imminently starting. I'm looking. They're all on the grid. Carlos Sainz staring in the sort of front-facing camera. There's just the very few mechanics left around the cars, just holding down the tyre blankets. So we're getting ready for formation lap, basically. We're getting ready for the formation lap. Nathan's got a race prodigy race I can't watch. Wow, there's a race prodigy here, and his name is Max Verstappen. He's starting on pole position. As there's just one mechanic on each tyre cover, and Ferrari take theirs off. Red Bull take a little bit longer. So everything comes off the cars, the jacks go down, and all the mechanics are at the side of the circuit. So we're getting ready for the formation lap, everyone. One red light. And when that red light goes out, we'll commence the formation lap as the Rolex ticks over to 6 p.m. Bahrain time. And then we get 2 green lights and we are away on the formation laps. The cars are moving on the formation lap. Here we go. Squire, let's see how the season will pan out. Well, we're going to have a very good indication very shortly. Is there going to be drama at turn 1? We've seen it before. It's a very tight turn 1. It's much tighter than it looks on the track map, to be honest. And then you go through this it's not a chicane, but you go through these S's almost, which is where we saw Roman Grosjean have his death-defying crash. And it's very common to see cars going side by side through there, making contact, and then also content. Now Pirelli seems to think, or Amazon seems to think, it's going to be softs and hard tires. So not really using the medium. I don't know if that is accurate yet on the left-hand side. I'm waiting to see some more indications from Sky on the tyres being used. Have I seen the footage of Alonso mewing? I haven't seen it. Everyone keeps talking about this. Yeah, everyone remember to breathe. Remember, this is your breathing warning. A reminder. Remember to breathe. Are we ready? Are we ready? Here we go then. You can see the drivers already. Lap 1. Standings are ready. So bear in mind, I'm 40 seconds behind the live timings. Because Sky is 40 seconds behind. So I'm going to call it as I see it from the pictures. Your live timing, if it's all working, will be ahead of me. Welcome Musa. Welcome SizeX. Because I want to let you know what I see as Max Verstappen is going past the pit entry line on my screen, and there's going to be quite a while to grid up. 20 drivers to grid up here. So it's actually quite unusual for the pinnacle of motorsport, because it doesn't work like this in WEC. Doesn't work like this in Formula E, because they're already on the grid in Formula E. And so you know, you obviously get it in F2, F3, F4, etc. But it's a long time to grid up, basically. Zach Brown leans back on the McLaren pit wall. Oh, Verstappen is going to have to wait a long time here. It's going to be a long time for Verstappen. As everyone is still filtering through. I'm on board here with the Visa Cash App drivers. And there we are. So your live timing is gone. I'm going to look at my pictures. I'm going to look at my pictures and tell you what I see, okay? The good news that you got your live timing working. Just so we understand, that's how it works. So on my screen, all the cars have lined up. The marshal walks behind with the green flag. 4 red lights, 5 red lights. Red lights go out. We're underway for the first race here of 2024 season. Great start for Max, who goes ahead of Charles Leclerc, cuts him off, gets to the inside. Max Verstappen is going to be clearly in the lead here. And the loser is potentially George Russell, because Sergio Perez had a great start. One of the Aston Martin spins at the back. They might have lost their front wing, so some carnage at the back of the grid. But as I see it, it's Max Verstappen, then Leclerc, and then it's George Russell has got back into P3 as both McLarens are going side by side. So someone's lost out at the back of the pack there. And Fernando Alonso is still ahead of both McLarens. So it's Verstappen, Leclerc, Russell, Perez, Sainz, Alonso. Then still the two McLarens going side by side. And then it's Lewis Hamilton. There is a yellow flag in Sector 1. Nico Hülkenberg saying he's got front wing damage. So Hülkenberg got front wing damage. Maybe he's lost it in a collision with Lance Stroll there. So nightmare start for Lance Stroll, I believe. Who's, yeah, right at the back of the pack. And I'm going to have a look now what we've got. Oh, yeah, so Hülkenberg had an incident, I believe, with Lance Stroll. And there was front wing damage. There was a yellow flag for a time, but they've taken the yellow flag away. And it is Verstappen. It is a familiar old tale, isn't it? Max Verstappen. We'll have a look at the intervals. I mean, on my screen, it's already a second interval. It's already a second from Max Verstappen to Charles Leclerc, which is quite extraordinary in one lap. I mean, this could be absolute domination. We'll see. Hülkenberg comes into the pits, by the way. So Hülkenberg comes in. Will they be able to fix that Haas? There's something on the circuit, by the way, on the start-finish rate that all the cars are going over and sparking. It's massive sparks. It looks like the cars are running over something. It looks like there's debris. I haven't seen sparking like this at Bahrain. Even when we think back to the duel in the desert between Nico Rosberg and Lewis Hamilton back in 2016, wasn't it? So possibly some debris on the main straight. The Sky standings are broken, by the way, so the live timings are broken on Sky as well. Just trying to see where Logan Sargent is. But yeah, the gap 1.2 seconds I have between Verstappen and Leclerc. And Nico Hülkenberg, they are desperately trying to change that front wing on the Haas. They get it done and Hülkenberg was able to come out. Yeah, there's generally some issues again with the live timing coming out of Bahrain. I think for Sky and for us as well. But I can tell you what I'm seeing, which is that it's green flag conditions. Max Verstappen is streaking away. Verstappen is streaking away here. So we've got Verstappen, then there's 1.3 seconds to Leclerc. Leclerc is a whole second ahead of George Russell. And then you've got Russell closely pursued by Perez. Perez is a second ahead of Carlos Sainz. And Carlos Sainz is almost 2 seconds ahead of Fernando Alonso. And Alonso is closely pursued by both McLarens and Lewis Hamilton on the back of that. And then there's a bit of a gap to Yuki Tsunoda. So there are some big gaps appearing here. There's some big gaps appearing. Oh my goodness me. Max Verstappen, 1.5 seconds as he goes over the line start lap 3. The incident between Lance Stroll and Hülkenberg has been noted, causing a collision. And one of the McLarens here gets past Alonso. So Lando Norris has got past Fernando Alonso here. So it looks like Alonso might become a cork in the bottle. It might be a Fernando train. Verstappen's freed himself. And the Ferrari of... Oh, Russell gets past Leclerc. George Russell gets past Leclerc. That must have been an error from Leclerc there. And looks like Leclerc's falling backwards into the clutches of Perez. What's going on with Charles Leclerc? Has he run over some debris or something? Because Leclerc was looking pretty good ahead of Russell. But George Russell in the Mercedes is now P2. Sweaty... Oh, but Leclerc locks up. Leclerc locks up as well. That's why he ended up going backwards into Perez. Goodness me, some mistakes here from Charles Leclerc. So George Russell in the Mercedes goes into P2. Right, if you're hoping for a close season in Formula 1 this season, you really want to see George Russell make some headway into Max Verstappen. Is that going to happen here? Keep an eye on the sector times. George Russell was... Wow, 6/10 quicker through Sector 1 last lap, but that would have been with DRS. So this time around, he's 2/10 slower. He's 2/10 slower. Thanks, Phil. Thanks everyone in the chat. Yeah, I'm looking at the footage as well. In these early stages of the race here, which is 40 seconds behind. But if we go back to, and also the standings, like again, we're having a lot of issues with the standings just generally around the world, it seems. But the big news on that lap is George Russell managing to get ahead of Charles Leclerc. And the gap I see it is 2 seconds. I see it as a 2-second gap between Verstappen and Russell. Not really sure why we don't have that on the standings there, to be honest. But it's a 2-second gap. And meanwhile, no one else has managed to get past Fernando Alonso. So Lando Norris up to P6 with Fernando Alonso in P7. And it's Oscar Piastri and Lewis Hamilton who are immediately behind. I'm having a look at the race start here. I'm going to see what happened with Nico Hülkenberg and Lance Stroll. So Lance Stroll had a great start. came into the middle of the track. Not clear why there would be any incident here. Someone tried to go... Oh, I think it was Nico Hülkenberg's fault, that one. You know, you have to funnel into turn 1. Nico Hülkenberg thought there was a space up the inside, and he ended up fishtailing. He basically fishtailed Lance Stroll at the start of the race. So I'm surprised, actually, if there won't be a penalty for Nico Hülkenberg, because Lance Stroll, I don't think, did anything wrong here. He was on the apex. In fact, he'll be furious with Nico Hülkenberg. The wheel was all crossed up. I'm on board now with Nico Hülkenberg, letting you know what I see here. It was a space where you kind of had to go for it or wait, and Nico Hülkenberg just got his bearings wrong and ended up fishtailing Lance Stroll, and that's where he got the damage to his front wing. I'm pretty sure he'll get a penalty as well. So you can see now, there's the gap, by the way. The gap is in the gap column. Goodness me. Goodness me. 4 seconds, everyone. 4 seconds is the gap. But see, I'm very overexposed. 4 seconds is the gap, everyone. Oh. This could be absolutely mad domination. Everyone's locking up in the same corner. We saw, in fact, Perez got very close to overtaking Leclerc. When Leclerc locked up into the tight left-hander, maybe that's turn 10. So that downhill corner where you're really, you know, putting a lot of pressure on the inside left tyre there. Wade says, comes down to reliability now. Squire, another dominant season. What do we think, everyone? 4-second gap between Verstappen. I mean, oh my... I mean, the track map speaks for itself. Is it going to be a case of it's Verstappen and then it's everyone else? Is it Verstappen and everyone else? I'm not going to sugarcoat this. I don't have an agenda. I'm just telling you what I see. Verstappen's 4.2 seconds ahead. This could be the most dominant season in history. This could be the most dominant season in history. And if you're a team like Red Bull, where you're under scrutiny, your team principal's having all these leaks and stuff, allegedly this, allegedly that, the best antidote is just to win, right? The best antidote is to win. I mean, this is scary. This reminds me, I haven't seen this, really, since the Sebastian Vettel days. Is this reminding everyone of the Sebastian Vettel days at Red Bull? Like, I don't even remember this, like, last season that much. Like, not at this level. I mean, he's almost doing a second a lap. For God's sake, he just did a second a lap. Look at the laptop. I almost died. I'm so surprised. Look at the lap time. It was a second clear. It was a second clear. The man's got a second clear. What can I say? What's his lap time going to be? What's it going to be? Ah! I'll have to let you know what it's going to be, but the man is just... Reminds me of Schumacher 2002. Your voice so big. Big voice. Chat, I'm going to be honest, this looks absolutely dominant. And the car looks like a dream to drive. I think the question is here, can Perez... If Perez gets through, then that's going to put... Like, if he gets up to P2 here, that's going to put pressure on the FIA to be like, we need to do some changes here to the regs. Lando Norris saying we're going plan B. It's just, this is just ridiculous. 4.5 second gap on my screen. I'm going to let you know what the lap time was of that lap. But yeah, the timing generally is having some issues. Verstappen with the fastest lap. He's going to be at a 5-second gap. By the time that timing restarts, it's going to be a 5-second gap. He's a machine. I mean, how does this affect your view of the season? If Verstappen, there we go. Oh my god. 5.7. 5.7. Chat, can we do one thing? If you're watching and you're enjoying the stream, can you please subscribe so we get up to 80,000 subscribers? Can we have a ray of optimism here? Because... Are you looking at the map? Are you seeing this map? This is stupid. This is crazy. This is... He's not in F1. He's in like F0.8 or something. Like he's a formula ahead. Oh my god. Yeah, chat. What do you think the winning margin is going to be for Max Verstappen here? What's the minimum? Oh, 80,000 subscribers. Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you so much. 80,000. Oh, look at this. Just blow it up. Amazing. Chat, 80,000 subscribers. Legendary. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. It means a lot. And it's going to be an interesting season to cover. It's going to be an interesting season. It's going to be an interesting season. Look, I'm already seeing here. You got the pack at the back, right? Forget Hulkenberg. But you got Bottas up to Magnussen. That looks to be sort of like that's the back of the pack there. Then you've got Albon and Tsunoda who are sort of exceeding performance, but I generally say that's sort of the, you know, the lower half. Let's include Albon and Tsunoda. Then you've got Hamilton up to Russell. That's sort of the midfield, which is basically everyone but Max. And that's where we are right now, right? That's where we are. Julie, he will lap Hulkenberg. He's going to lap a lot more than Hulkenberg, Julie. Julie's going to be a matter of laps until he laps Hulkenberg. Oh, Perez gets past Leclerc as well. I think it was another mistake from Leclerc locking up, from what I saw. So Perez has got past Leclerc. So Perez is up to P3. Are we going to see a Red Bull 1 and 2? Sizex, a Raging Bull, win this year's championship and then go on to win the next 3? Isabel Plug, Ferrari mechanics looking depressed already. Oh no. Oh no. 17 seconds. Thomas, I think it's going to be a 30-second lead. Like, but also, if you're Verstappen now, I'm telling you, you can just chill. You don't need to put it under stress. You don't need to risk it. You can just drive 80%. Like, the car is clearly so good. Were they sandbagging? Thanks, Captain Nationator. You guys and girls are insane. 80,000 subscribers to cover Max domination. We just call it like a Max domination stream. 7 seconds is the gap now, but I think he's going to manage it. Oh, another big lockup from Leclerc at the end of the straight into turn 1. I think Leclerc is going to come under big pressure from Carlos Sainz. Leclerc's brake bias is really not working for him. The gap, Julie, the gap is up there. You can see where it says gap. That's where the gap is. Did Hulkenberg go faster than Verstappen? No, he didn't. But Hulkenberg is going faster than everyone else pretty much but Verstappen. Oh, that's not true. That is true. Hulkenberg to second fastest driver on track. Welcome back, Obama. $8 Australian. Yesterday, he said his tyres were not firing up in quali, which points to long tyre life. I said yesterday, like 30 seconds. Thanks so much, Obama, for the $8 Australian. I know you donated yesterday as well. Much appreciated. And maybe you are right. We will see. But I think he's also going to manage the gap here. Vince says, just give Mac the trophy and let everyone else race for the Kireth Cup. We could do that. Hulkenberg is winning by so much. Yeah, Verstappen is trying to catch Hulkenberg. If you want to play along at home, just pretend Hulkenberg's leading. And like we think, is Max going to catch Hulkenberg? I think Max is managing the pace now. I think Max will have a delta time that may go down with fuel rates. I don't know if they calculate that, but then I was saying like Max, just do 37.2s, please. And then you just know you don't need to risk on track limits. You don't need to risk anything. Welcome Roxy, Atch, Tom Davis, Syndicat, Mini Matthew, Dane Clark, and everyone else. G Marabito says Cryer Hamilton. Yeah, it's frozen again. The standings keep freezing. I'll speak to Formula 1 on Monday. Guan Yu Zhou is pitted, by the way. And Lance Stroll's pitted as well. So we are seeing some people pitting. But again, the Sky Sports standings seem a little bit funny. George Rogers, F1. This could be an own goal for Red Bull if they cause people to switch off so early in the season. Maybe. We'll see. Obama, also thank you so much again for the trading 3. Max is Champions League, the rest are Europa League. I say right now, the rest are basically Conference League, to be honest. But thank you so much for the donation again. Russell is under big pressure from Perez. Oh, Sargent's off. Logan Sargent has crashed. Tick it off your bingo card. James Fowles looks confused. He was like, how can I fire this guy? Logan Sargent has binned it. It's happened. It's happened, everyone. It was Logan. The FIA were like, Williams needs some action here. Need some drama, please.
Full concentration, anything can happen still.
Yeah, frankly, Max just needs to chill out. Just not dominate as much. I'll try and see if I can let you know what went on with the... Oh, Carlos Sainz gets past Leclerc as well. I'm having a look. It was down into turn 1. Carlos Sainz up the inside. Beats Leclerc. Oh, Leclerc really fought that. That could have been, honestly, that really could have been both Ferraris out of the race. Leclerc was millimetres away from there being a massive accident there. He did not want to give that up. But Carlos Sainz is ahead. And we talked about the dynamic earlier with Carlos Sainz. This is his last season for Ferrari. What does that mean? Are the team going to be like, well, Carlos, don't fight it that hard, please? Or if there was a crash, does Charles Leclerc feel like if there's a crash, they're more likely to blame Carlos?
Keep trying.
I don't know. I don't know. Like saying Leclerc is a baby squire, saying this was close. That was very close. Obama, everyone crying about Max, yet we're happy for Merckx to an 8 straight. There will be tears when Max is a 7-time champ by 30 years old. Sharkin needs a bin emoji. Remo noting that Hamilton has passed Alonso. Yes, he has. Hamilton has got past Alonso. And so has Piastri as well. So the Aston Martin pace looks poor. I'm on board here with Leclerc, who was fighting this. And we got a bit of a wobble onto the from the last corner on the straight. Charles Leclerc, so Carlos Sainz had the DRS. Sainz goes up the inside into turn 1. But then Leclerc really tries to fight it round the outside. He's never quite ahead, but they are up sort of side by side. Meanwhile, Logan Sargent just had a massive lock-up and almost decided to turn off the track, basically. Looked like maybe a mechanical issue there for the Williams, which is actually maybe why James Fowles was confused. George Russell comes in and pits, and so does one of the Ferraris, is Charles Leclerc. So that's interesting. Does that mean Charles Leclerc has got priority here for an undercut? Have Ferrari prioritised Leclerc? What if Leclerc undercuts Carlos Sainz here? Should it not be the car ahead that gets priority? Size X2 for Max in Champions League and the rest are in the 3rd division on planet Pluto. Is Carlos Sainz going to go into the box? Meanwhile, I think it was... who was fighting? Russell had to get past Bottas. And Bottas fighting him. So there goes Perez in the pits. Carlos Sainz on a different strategy. So, has Russell and Leclerc... Sorry. Has Leclerc been able to undercut Sergio Perez here? Let's see. Sainz got the Piastri treatment. Keep an eye here on Charles Leclerc and Sergio Perez coming out of the pits. There's Perez. Is he going to get... He's going to get out well ahead of Leclerc there. Well ahead. But what about George Russell? Perez has... Oh, it must be close next. I'll have a look at the footage. Looks like Russell just got ahead of Perez there then. So Russell managed to maintain or keep P2. But you can see we've got an issue with the timings again. So I will let you know as it happened. Because I'm looking here at the replay of Perez coming into the pits. Soft tyres off. And it looked like another pair of soft tyres on, by the way. Which is interesting.
Keep your head down.
Meanwhile, for Hamilton came in and put the hard tyres on. Trying to see if I can get a replay here of Sergio Perez and what happened coming out the pits. Yeah, Russell was ahead. In fact, Perez locked up coming out. So Russell was always ahead of Sergio Perez there. And we don't have a tyre indicator for Russell. The standings are not working. So I can't see what tyres Russell's on. It just doesn't say. Hard tyre. So hard tyre for Russell. Hard tyre, sorry, for Perez. Hard tyre for Leclerc. Hard tyre for Hamilton. So you would think this would be a one-stopper. You would think this would be a... You know, you go to the hards to the end now. But we will find out. Lando Norris, why are you showing in the pits right now? Oh, Charles Leclerc is locked up again into turn 10 and run deep. Charles Leclerc is really not having a good time on the brakes there. It's about the 5th time Charles Leclerc has locked up this race. They're going for the long run. So does that mean that we have a different strategy here for the likes of Carlos Sainz and Fernando Alonso? And obviously Max Verstappen can kind of do what he wants now. So a lot of drivers boxing. I think this is a one-stop strategy. But Carlos Sainz deciding to go a little bit deeper. Isabel Flug saying, guys, keep it civil. Yes, let's keep it civil. Civilized. We're civilized people, aren't we? Sergio Perez with the fastest sector 1 out of anyone. So good news for Perez there, who looks like he might have got ahead of George Russell. Yes, Perez ahead of George Russell there. So when overtake Perez on Russell, that means Perez is essentially P2 right now. So Perez has taken realistically P2. So right now we have a Red Bull 1-2, everyone. It's a Red Bull 1-2. Aeronautics, you guys think Max will lap the whole track? You mean the whole field? I hope not, but we can kind of think where we are. So what I said earlier in terms of the different fields, I reckon Max is at least going to lap up to Guan Yu Zhou. So I reckon he's going to at least lap up to 12. Is he going to lap anyone ahead of that? I don't know. I don't know. Oh, Funky with the gifted 5 memberships. Thank you so much, Funky. Chat, can we get our emojis out for Funky there? Rooker Gaming. Carlos Sainz in the pits as well. Yes, Rooker Gaming, Joseph, James, Alan Brinkerhoff, and Martin Robert Madsen. Chat, please get your claps out. Please get your clap emojis out there for Funky Monkey with 5 gifted memberships. Thank you so much, Funky. Big member of the community. Very much appreciated. As yes, I'm watching Carlos Sainz come into the pits now. So I will let you know how that works out. He locks up coming in, actually. So let's hope for his sake that he didn't speed. God bless you, Funky. Look at the claps coming out. 5 gifted memberships from Funky. Thank you so much. Enjoy your memberships if you got it gifted there. You get the Formula 1. You get the emojis. And let me just see Carlos Sainz. What was it like? Comes out and he's going to come out behind. Yeah, he came out behind Leclerc. And behind Russell as well. Almost crashed into Leclerc, actually, to Carlos Sainz. I'll tell you what, those Ferraris are definitely going to hit each other this season. Alex Albon, by the way, is legitimately P3. So Albon is P3. Leclerc saying, I just cannot get out of front looking everywhere. I agree. Something's wrong with that Ferrari. Leclerc is just locking up all the time. I think they've got the brake bias wrong or something. So it must be impossible for Leclerc to really judge his braking markers. But there we go. Leclerc has undercut Carlos Sainz. So now Carlos Sainz is going to have to try and overtake Leclerc again. And that's going to possibly, as Alonso and Albon go in, that's going to promote Perez to the P2 I was saying. And have a look. Leclerc and Sainz, are they very close over the line? Possibly. I'm not sure what Ferrari are doing here, but it looks like Sainz is a lot more comfortable in the car. So if I was then, I would have put Sainz on the premium strategy. BTEC saying Hamilton battery issue. Can you report more? Hamilton battery issue. What is the battery issue? Let us know. Italian Civil War, let's go. Warmongering there. Fernando Alonso drops behind Guan Yu Zhou. Has Guan Yu Zhou pitted yet? I don't know if Guan Yu Zhou is pitted or not, but that's really not good for Alonso then. 31-second gap for Verstappen to Perez. Remember, Verstappen has not pitted yet. Verstappen has not pitted yet. But it just shows Verstappen's got no issues with the tyres. He can do what he wants. It's Verstappen's world and we're all living in it, basically. Sneha Gusain says it's pretty sure who will win. Let us know who that is, Sneha. Obama battery issues an excuse. Hamilton washed. Yeah, 31 seconds. Right, let me change my battery pit stop. Ugh. 31 seconds. But he's going to pit, so it's going to be really like a 10-second gap. Is Charles Leclerc going to lock up again? I'm on board with him. No, he's done it this time. Pit stop complete. Jay, why is Hamilton struggling? People saying batteries. Oh my goodness me! The Ferrari's almost crashed. The Ferrari's almost crashed. I'm telling you, Ferrari, you gotta let Carlos Sainz get ahead because your boy's gonna crash into Leclerc here, and it is gonna be Italian civil war. Quite is Sainz a better driver than Leclerc right now? Sainz is a lot more comfortable in the car. They almost had a massive crash. Carlos Sainz is right behind Charles Leclerc. Let's hope it's for their sake. It's going to be a DRS overtake. Go onto the home straight. Did it happen? Yes, it's happened. You can see. How did it happen there? I'm going to let you know. Go past the pit wall. Leclerc couldn't get it done, actually. Oh, my goodness. What a move from Carlos Sainz. What a dive bomb. Carlos Sainz has dived back from about 5 car lengths. He does not care. The overtake of the season already. Verstappen's boxing. Verstappen's in the box. Carlos Sainz, I'm telling you, he didn't care whether Leclerc turned in there. He was like, I don't care. I'm just going to absolutely dive bomb this. That is a Gran Turismo move, that one. Ferrari fired the wrong guy. Yeah, they got the wrong paperwork. Admin error. I'm telling you, that's what I'm seeing. Is like Carlos Sainz has got more pace here than Charles Leclerc for whatever reason. Just let Carlos Sainz go and see whether he can get into Russell. He almost crashed into Russell. What a move. What a move. By the way, he overtook Charles Leclerc from like 5 car lengths back. Charles Leclerc's still locked up. So Charles Leclerc has got some sort of issue here with the front brakes. Verstappen came in to put the hard tyre on. Not the fastest pit stop in the world. 2.9. I mean, it feels bad saying that, but pretty good. Oh, Kate with the gifted 5 memberships. Thank you so much, Kate. 24-month member Delta, Vince, Bapper, TCR Skid, Joe Collins as well. Please, chat, can we get our emojis out there for Kate gifting 5 memberships? Absolutely huge. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Kate. And Funky Monkey as well with the 5. Please get your emojis out there. As I'm looking on board with Russell here. Carlos Sainz is all over Russell. Hang on a second. Carlos Sainz is on the move. He's going to try and go round the outside of Russell. Does he do it? Yes, he does. Carlos Sainz is up into P3. Carlos Sainz is proving a damn point here. Thank you so much, Kate, for the gifted 5. Look at all the love coming out in chat. Yeah, the standings keep freezing. Don't worry. I'm going to sort it out. I'm going to sort it out. I'll speak to Formula 1 about it. But I've also got the live footage here so I can let you know what's going on. And what I'm letting you know is that Carlos Sainz is 2.7 seconds behind Sergio Perez. I want to see Don Carlos get into Perez here. That's what I want to see. But honestly, how is Verstappen so clear of Perez? Well, he's 5 seconds clear now. Man, Verstappen might just be like so good. Verstappen might be so good. Welcome to all the new subscribers. Saul Goodman in the house. There we go. We got some standings back now. So 5.5 is the gap between Verstappen and Perez. So I think it's pretty clear that Verstappen's been taking it easy. Leclerc locks up again into turn 10. Leclerc there's some issue there, and I really don't know why Ferrari gave Leclerc an undercut. Like, unless they were trying to, he's gone deep again. Unless they were trying to get him into Russell or something. But it very nearly backfired. I think Carlos Sainz knew that there were funny games being played. Yeah, races today. This is the race, everyone. Verstappen has pitted. So what you see there, that freeze of the standings. Oh, there we go. 6.1 seconds is the gap there between Verstappen and Sergio Perez. Leclerc washed. I'm hesitant to say Leclerc is washed because I feel like it's more to do with the car. There's some issue with the car. Chat, do we think Max is the fastest driver we've ever seen in Formula 1? What do we think? What's wrong with Daniel? Oh, by the way, Logan Sargent looks like has he been lapped then? Has Sargent been lapped? Yeah, Sargent's been lapped. He's not retired, he's just been lapped. Ocon is so far ahead of Gasly as well. That's weird. Look at the difference between Ocon and Gasly. Yes, Natasha says yes. Julie says yes. Fast as it. I'm saying fast as ever. I'm talking like Fangio, Senna, Prost, Schumacher, Hamilton, whoever you want to throw. I wonder if Charles Leclerc has a dangerous brake issue and they'll actually need to retire that car. Squire, he's proving he is. Roxy, he's lucky with the car and ballsy with the race. Oh my goodness, 135.2. So Verstappen has just gone 2 seconds quicker than George Russell. Do we want to hear that again? Verstappen has just gone 2 seconds quicker. It's like that meme with the George Bush photo. Oh, man. Goodness me. So how do you think this race is going to shake out then? So I think the thing to talk about is Carlos Sainz going to catch Sergio Perez? And can Hamilton get past both McLarens? That's what we want to see. Or no? Don't get mad at Max being his dad. I don't know what that means. Why did Leclerc fall back? He's got brake issues. Isabel Lumfowl, same comment. I don't know what that comment was. Liar, Sainz needs to overtake Perez and prove his smooth operation. Guys, I've been saying all along the last few days, I think Verstappen's going to dominate this race. Like that's just been my gut feeling from all the information I've been getting. It's another fastest lap for Verstappen. I don't think Verstappen cares about trying to make it exciting or whatever. I think he's here. He's gonna drive for an hour and a half. He's gonna dominate, and he's gonna go on a private jet, and he's gonna go on iRacing. Happy days, like, you know, happy days. What's up with Hamilton? People are saying battery issue for Hamilton, but he has gone faster than the 4 drivers ahead of him. So keep an eye on Hamilton coming back through. Sharkin would like to see cars with Max and Lewis. Isabel Plug saying Verstappen over 7 seconds in front of Perez. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeedy. By the way, we're only about a third of the way through this race. I've got to be honest. So it could be a big old gap here. Could be a big old gap. Is Leclerc lifting? I'm not sure. I think he's struggling in the braking zone from what I can see. He's locking up a lot. M6, Joss is probably nodding his head somewhere, and what a beast I made. Jay, don't want to see the repeat of last season. Want to see Ferrari challenging for the title this season, and icing on the cake will be Sainz being the world champion. Well, Carlos Sainz is trying to be best of the rest. Looks like Nico Hülkenberg came into the pits again. In fact, he's showing still in the pits. I wonder if Nico Hülkenberg is going to be retiring from this race. Oh, no. I spoke too soon. I'm seeing now coming into the pits. Coming off the hard tyre. And going on to another set of hards. So remember, Hülkenberg pitted lap 1. He would have come off the softs and gone hards. So maybe it is going to be a 2-stop race here. Maybe it's going to be a 2-stop. Yeah, there's nothing I could do about the freezing from HQ, so it will restart of its own accord. Sargent has been lapped. I'm on board here with Daniel Ricciardo, who went up the inside of Gasly, presumably, and got the move done. In the Cash app. 8.6 now. I mean, it looks like Verstappen is clearly a second. I don't understand this. I don't understand this. This isn't... Is it normal, though? When you think about it, we went from... In recent years... I'm getting old now, but we went from Schumacher... Bit of a gap. We went to Vettel, bit of a gap. We went to Hamilton, and then we went with no gap to Verstappen. Is this just normal? Thanks, Blacker. Yeah, Leclerc's brake issues, I think. Well, the McLarens aren't really catching him super quick, but they are catching in 3:10. So at that rate, in about 10 laps, the McLarens will catch Leclerc. Our chat is strong enough to make it. If everyone writes Max crash in the chat, maybe when this unfreezes, it'll be Max having a very safe, sort of gentle trip to the gravel trap, which I ran on here. Do you think Red Bull win every race season? I reckon there's a 30% chance they do. I mean, they were only one away last season, and they look stronger this season. I'm going to say there's a 60% chance. It just feels so much can go wrong. Like, anything could happen. Wet weather. I mean, think about Zandvoort last season. Like, Red Bull was so good at Zandvoort last season in terms of strategy. Max, save crash. Perez, you are super quiet. Perez has been told on the radio he's super quiet there. Max, don't listen to me. Don't worry, we don't have a live feed into Max. Is Christian Horner on the pit wall? Oh, Hubert's swapping out his transmitter. He's had the wrong one. He's been getting messages about Cocoa Pops. Max, engine issues. Something, but I'm telling you, Red Bull have just built an absolutely dominant car here, and they've got the best driver in the world in it, and they've got him in the zone, and they're a well-oiled machine. They know how to win. They want to win. They push each other. They don't rest on their laurels. It's dangerous. If Red Bull was a country with an army, I'd be afraid. Welcome TGM, welcome to the new subs. Yeah, we've got 80,000 subscribers. Thank you so much. If you are watching and you're not subscribed, please do subscribe. We're going to be here all season. All season long we're here. So, frankly, it doesn't matter to me if he's dominating or not. I'm still going to be here. And actually, look at the Carlos Sainz-Perez battle. Carlos Sainz just 2 seconds behind Sergio Perez. Hamilton is just 3 seconds behind the McLarens, but they're all lapping quite similarly. Fernando Alonso's sort of in his own pack, and then we've got the Guan Yu Zhou, like, that's the midfield now. Chat, do you agree with me? Do you agree that this is the sort of the halves of the grid, so to speak? So you've got everyone up to Guan Yu Zhou is the back of the pack. Then you've got your midfield, which is Alonso, probably should be Stroll, up to Perez, and then you've got Verstappen. That's how I see it. Smooth operator, Hawaiian says. Captain, 100k subs. Look, we could get to 100k. It would be mad. 100k, we're going to have a plaque from YouTube here. It's going to be here. Maybe we can illuminate it. You can make it happen, chat. You can make it happen.